Indians.
Are you, Farah, are you open to an arranged marriage?
I mean, I'm always open to having options presented for me. That's kind of just wingman thing. I wouldn't want them to coerce me into it, but you know what I mean? I don't think there's anything insidious with just showing, you know what I mean, potential pairings.
If I had someone in mind for you for an arranged marriage,
would I marry them and
could I
become their second wife?
Usually it's the parents that do the arranging of the marriage, I think, but
You can throw the options at me. I'd like to know.
you want, okay, maybe I'll throw something in your direction too.
Yeah, my DMs are open for certain people.
So just going back to the movie thing. So just show of hands here. Who has had, anyone here had someone buy them flowers from a romantic, like, let's say not in a long-term relationship, but like early on, like first date, second date, maybe third date, someone's show of hands, you've been bought flowers early on. That's impressive. Tegan, nothing.
No,
Rip,
not early on.
Yo, RIP's in the chat for Tegan. Okay, so I need to offer goats. What? Okay, are you talking about a dowry? Hello? Isn't it usually the woman's?
The woman's family has to do that. If it's super traditional.
What's your dowry?
But things have changed now, and this is the United States, so it's like.
Is there a dowry?
Not necessarily. It would depend on the family.
I need at least a dozen cattle. I need farm equipment, so there's got to be at least a tractor, a plow.
If you were
Get me in touch with your dad. I'll see what I can do. So, okay, Tegan hasn't had anyone buy them flowers. Question, for those of you who were bought flowers, be honest, like, was it kind of a turnoff?
Yes, first date, I find it super formulaic. And unless I'm expressing an interest in flowers, I think it's a little bit cringe, I'm going to be honest.
You think flowers are cringe?
On a first date, if I'm dating someone, then no.
It's a bit much, maybe too soon.
Yeah.
Right. What about you?
I think it's nice. Just the only thing is, it's kind of like I kind of have like a limit. Like, okay, this is cool, but above that, I'm like, okay, that's kind of corny, and I don't really like it.
In terms of the gift giving early on.
Gift giving, yeah, I like, free stuff. It's cool.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think it's cute. I mean, I didn't get turned off by it. I actually was like, oh, that's sweet. And that was hard for me because, it is hard to accept a gift when you're in your masculine. And I feel like I function in my masculine a lot more. Mm-hmm. But I was just like, oh, that's sweet. And it wasn't even like a big gift. It was just thoughtful.
Sure.
It was thoughtful. And for once, I didn't take it as like, like I'm usually turned on by other things. So I was turned on by something nice for once.
Okay, what about you?
Yeah, I like flowers. I don't mind them. I appreciate it. It's a nice gesture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe a better question is like, do you lose respect for the guy if he buys you flowers on the first date?
Honestly, I think they deserve more respect. I had someone after our first date send me a huge bouquet to my apartment, and I loved it. I thought it was the sweetest thing ever. I think showing appreciation for someone is important, and it just makes you like them a little bit more.
Okay.
True.
Yeah, I went on a date in like January, and we were doing like a movie night with like wine and stuff, and he asked me what kind of wine I wanted, and he went to 3 different stores to find it, and then he was late because of that. So then he pulled up and like had a bouquet of sunflowers in the back, and like I just thought that was nice.
Wait, this was a first date?
Yeah.
Bro, you went to 3. I'm sorry, that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that's an L.
Like I called him and I was like, "Where are you?" Like it's been like 20 minutes, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just checking out Albertsons. Like I went to Target to find the wine you asked for, and I couldn't find it, so I went to this store, and now I'm at Albertsons, but I'll be there in a second." And I was like, "Okay." And then he picked me up, and then he was like, "Open the back door," and I was like, "Okay." So I opened the back door, and then there was a bouquet of sunflowers.
Guys,
Stop it. Get some help.
Please don't do that, guys. Okay. All right, Bernadine, what about you? Sorry, was that your name?
Yeah, you said it right.
Okay, I thought I fucked it up there. Okay.
People usually get it wrong and say Bernadette or something.
Oh,
like
shit.
Yeah, flowers are nice. Gifts
Flowers
are
are nice.
Yeah.
Tegan. Oh, you didn't get any flowers. RIP's in the chat for Tegan. Who knows? Maybe after the show, though. Orion, do you have any thoughts on this? Do you think it's a bit much to go all out like that and get flowers for a girl on first date?
I've never gotten flowers, so
Based.
I'm,
Let's go.
I'm with Tegan on this one.
Chad.
Well,
Give
I
each
was
other
much
flowers.
more romantic when I was younger, and I did a lot of things that I saw in the movies, and I did them with a great deal of sincerity, and it generally did not work out very well for me. And it didn't lead to the kind of reaction that I was hoping for. I think the reaction I tended to get was, "Oh yeah, that's very sweet," which several of you ladies expressed, but it certainly didn't
Eric, can you
lead
fix that?
to. It didn't lead to sex, and it didn't lead to a relationship. One of the things that I talk about is, I call it the fundamental rule of attraction, which is that people want what they want, not what wants them. Okay? So there's another principle at play here, which is, see if you follow me on this one. It's not possible for two people to like each other exactly the same amount. Do you guys believe that that's true?
Yes.
Do you believe that the man should want the woman more?
No. So let me talk a little bit more about this. So first of all, we're saying it's not possible for two people to like each other exactly the same amount.
Oh, Flan Live, thank you for the 50 gifted. We'll do the fit check in just a sec, man. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate all the memberships, man. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
So if that's true, then that means that there's always somebody in a relationship who likes the other person more, and there's always someone in a relationship who likes the other person less. I call this person the adorer and this person the adored. And they're actually like gender neutral. Like men could be here, men could be here, women could be here, women can be here. And when a person is pursuing, when they're showing interest, what they're doing is they're putting themselves in the position of the adorer. And the adorer is actually where everyone really wants to be, both men and women. I think that that's actually true. And that's because when you're in the position of the adorer, you get all of these feelings. You get to be with the one that you love. The thought of them makes your heart race. When they don't text, you're worried and you're anxious. When they do text, you're relieved. When you get to see them, you're really excited and you're into it. The person who adores gets to have the emotional experience. The adored doesn't. The adored has a much greater muted emotional experience because this person gets to be with the one that they love and this person gets to be loved by the one that they're with. And that's a very different experience. Now, there are pros and cons to each. It's not actually better to be the adored or the adorer, though people generally have preferences one for the other. But when a man comes out of the gate with buying flowers and going out of his way, it really does put him in a place of the adorer very early, and it creates a big gap in that attraction because the fact of the matter is that no one has earned that yet.
Yeah.
And that's why it kind of comes off as untrustworthy. It's because there's nothing that the woman has done yet to demonstrate that she's worthy of his affection. And so it comes off as, even though it's in this, as just kind of desirous of wanting to be liked, which isn't generally why we like people. We don't really like people who want to be liked. We don't respect people who want to be liked. And it's very hard for women to be attracted to men that they don't respect. And so by giving unearned gifts, it generally reduces a woman's respect for a man, which over time, they can think it's sweet, they can think it's cute, but these aren't serious contenders for a woman's affections.
I completely agree. I think kind of what you just said, the woman hasn't really earned it yet. So if I just match with a guy off Hinge and he immediately brings me flowers without us even talking on the phone, I'm thinking he just wants to impress whoever's walking out that door. It has nothing to do with me. So the most recent time a guy bought me flowers was on a first date. I found it cringe. On the fourth date, he bought me a Brita filter and a water bottle, and I thought that was super romantic because I told him I'm super dehydrated because I never have drinking utensils, and that I found romantic. So it's not so much that women don't like gift giving; it's I think that they don't like impersonal gifts.
Well, what I think you correct me if I'm wrong, what you really liked about that is that the guy was paying attention.
Exactly.
And it wasn't really that.
It wasn't based off this idea of a movie of oh, girl, flower.
That's true. And it wasn't that you really wanted a Brita. You probably could buy a Brita for yourself. It's that somebody was listening to you and demonstrated that with a small gesture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think by definition, a gift is unearned. Like, you don't deserve it, it's just given to you because out of their heart, they just want to give you something. I think part of it is, as modern women, we don't really appreciate flowers as much as women did a few decades ago. But yeah, if it's a present that they know you specifically want, it feels less generic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But a gift is a great idea regardless. It's just, it feels more specific when it's, you know, it feels personalized.
Technically, I would agree with that. I think all gifts technically are unearned to the extent that they're true gifts and they don't come with any strings attached. But it's interesting, you said, what did you say? You said something along the lines of no gift is, it'd be nice if he gave you a gift. Well, that's part of what I'm getting at is he doesn't really know who you are yet. And so what he's doing is he's going through a script, or he is projecting an idea of you that may or may not actually accord with who you are. And on some level, it feels as almost like he's trying to purchase your affection, which generally has the counterproductive effect of lowering